Welcome to BC Gnomonics. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Diptych Sundial. Now, Diptych sundials are comprised of two hinged leaves, giving them their name, diptych. These leaves are connected at the back with a hinge, but also with a shared string gnomon that threads between the horizontal and occasionally vertical dials of the diptych. This dial happens to feature a gazetteer on the upper leaf with cities and their corresponding latitudes to aid in setting, but this can also be found occasionally on the inner side of the top leaf. Also on the inner side of the top leaf, we have these degree holes for setting the latitude. So as you can see, not all of them are drilled on this particular dial, but at a given latitude, you would thread the gnomon through the hole corresponding to your location, as found on the gazetteer. Now, when you're doing this, it's important to not only change the latitude and angle of the gnomon, but also the referenced hour scale. So oftentimes these dials will feature a couple of nested hour scales. This one has two to correspond with different latitudes of use, as when you're changing latitude, the angle of the gnomon needs to be adjusted, but also the arrangement of hour lines. So as you can see here, this dial features hour lines set up for 42 and for 50 degrees. Being at 44 degrees, as I currently am, I will consult the hour scale for 42 degrees, as that is the closest one to my latitude. Now, when using this dial, you would ensure that it is leveled to your local horizon, set for latitude, and oriented north. So although you would account for magnetic declination when doing this, for demonstration purposes, I will simply use magnetic north. Now there, oriented as it is, I am ready to read the time. So as I set this to north, I would see the shadow of the string gnomon sweep across the hour plane, and when it is laid at northern orientation, I would take the reading of the shadow, noting where it falls across the hour scale that corresponds with my latitude, giving me the solar time. Now, one more thing here, there are a couple additional features included on, not this dial, but certain other diptychs, especially Nuremberg diptychs. And those are dial features such as the inclusion of a small pin gnomon dial at the bottom for Babylonian and Italian hours, which indicate hours before or after sunset. Or another pin gnomon, often at the top, featuring a solar calendar, telling you the current month. Now, dials of this type also often feature a plumb bob attached on either side or sometimes at the center of the dial, which can aid in leveling the dial. These dials can also feature a lunar volval, which can turn the dial into a moon dial, allowing it to function at night during a bright moon. Now, a moon dial, I'll cover that in a different video, but a moon dial allows for the correction between lunar and solar time, correcting for the lunar age. Now, you might also find a windrose with wind vane on the top, but that does not serve a timekeeping function. What does serve a timekeeping function, though, is the occasional inclusion of an equatorial dial on the top here, which is inclined to the degree of latitude and red, much like the horizontal and vertical dials on the inner sides. But that will conclude this demonstration, and I thank you for watching.